Welcome to Bubba's Reviews, where we are going to troubleshoot X10 Commander and X10 with Smarthings or Google Home. So, I'm literally not going to restart this video. I've restarted it 3 times because I had a couple of glitches when I try to do this. So, I'm just going to let it play out. So, if you see me struggle with something, this is probably going to happen to you. But we're going to go through step by step to get the ultimate goal here. And that is when you have your Smarthings open, you want to be able to have one switch that when you turn it on, it turns the light on, and when you turn it off, it turns the light off. With X10, when you put it into Smarthings, just to let you know, it doesn't pull the switch. It doesn't know if it's on and off. So right now, if like the hall bathroom, if that's an X10 switch, it may say it's on when it's not actually on. So I mean, if I'm ever really confused, I can turn it off and then I can turn it back on. Okay, as simple as that. This little lamp here is a lamp out of the girls' room, and I'm going to create an entire switch to make this one go on and off. So let's walk through this together and show you each step on how to test and troubleshoot. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to do is you're going to want to go down in the description below, and you're going to look and see what for this. I'm going to copy and paste all this in there. Some of these links don't come through when I paste them like this, so I may delete like, you know, HTTP or something so I can get it to where it will actually be something you can copy and paste. So in the end, you're going to want it to look just like this. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to test X10 Commander. Make sure it's running down here in your taskbar, okay? And you know, you can see it here. There's not really a way to throw the switches on here, but this girls' room lamp is what we're going to do, A6, okay? And I'm just going to kind of minimize that down in the taskbar. Well, let's see if it's working. You can open up any Windows browser, okay, like Google here, and you can copy and paste this right here into the browser, and if your X10 Commander is hooked up to your whatever firecracker or your little wall thing, you got to have it plugged into the wall. If you know the X10, you know what I'm talking about. You got to have X10 hooked to your computer and to the wall. So if X10 Commander is talking to it, you should be able to hit that, and boom. Okay, I've already got. Now let's go in here, and we're gonna just do this. Copy and paste this. And we're going to do the off command right here. I don't know if that's typed in right, so I'm going to redo it. Paste, return, boom, it shuts it off. I should be able to just refresh this and it goes on and off, okay? So this is how you know X10 Commander is working. And pretty simple way. Next, second, you want to make sure your CURL, kind of where you're typing in these commands, can run in the background. So how do you test that? You're going to highlight this here. Okay, and you can either do right click copy, but I'm going to actually do Control C, and I'm going to open up to copy it. I'm going to open up command prompt, and I'm going to do Control V, okay? And I'm just going to hit that, and that turns it on. So now I know that my CURL is actually running in the background and working. And there's you know, some links and stuff to what I use to get that working. So I used this Confused by Code website. I have a 64-bit, so I put in one of these. Watch the other video to show you which one to put in. So let's turn that, make sure the light turns off. I'm going to Control C for copy. And then reopen this back up, and I'm going to do Control V. You can't really right click and, you know, copy paste here, but that's why I use the Control C, Control V. So now I know that's working. It's great. Okay, you got that working. It's working through command prompt. You're halfway there. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure that we build a good bat file. And that's just a script, okay? And it's as simple as this. I'm going to open up Notepad, and I'm going to just copy and paste this thing right here. This will be A8. Obviously, if you want to alter some of these things, you'd only alter this A8 here, maybe A1 or whatever it is, and that's on and off, okay? Then there's some other links to like a whole page of codes that I put up on this blog. I'll put that there so you can kind of get ideas on how to turn all the lights on, all the lights off. But so this script, what this is going to do is this is going to make it so one switch in Smarthings can go on or off. So it's like it's going to say, okay, if Smarthings says on, it's going to run this command. If Smarthings says off, it's going to run this command or whatever. That probably would work for Google Home. Sorry, I don't use Google Home, but I've heard it works. So I'm just opening up a regular notepad and I'm just going to copy and paste that exact thing right in there. And what you'll notice a little bit different about these command lines is I had to add extra percentages when I turn this into a .bat file. Okay, so I put extra percentages. Everywhere there's like a single percent sign, there's now 2. That's really the only difference. And so I've saved this in the notepad, and the way you make a bat file is you just go, save as, and you just title it girls room lamp, and whatever, and then type in .bat, and you save it. Okay, now I like to save these, and that's it. It will turn it into a dot. That makes it into a script. It's easy as that. And so let's look at one other thing here, though. I've got all my stuff saved into a scripts folder on my desktop. Okay, so let's go ahead and find that. I'm going to go scripts here, and I've got X10 scripts. Where are they? X10 switches. There it is, right at the top. Okay, and I'm going to go in here, and and if I want to see all of them, I just click all files. And basically, I already got this girls room lamp .bat, and I'm so confident in this, I'm going to replace it. Okay, because I think it's going to work still. So that's like me just creating a brand new one. Okay, so that bat file is made. It's made and it's right. Next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that that folder I just showed you, okay, on my desktop, the folder which is the scripts, there's my short to scripts. This folder, X10 lights and switches, is got to be in path, okay? It's got to be somewhere where a command comes in the computer, it can see this folder. It puts it out on the main freeway of my computer. So the way I do that is I follow the little instructions here. I'm going to go into Systems, Advanced Settings, Advanced Tab, Environment Variables, whatever. So let's try that. Let's just type in Systems, or System, sorry. And I'm going to go Advanced System Setting. And then I'm on Advanced Tab. Then I'm going to go to Environment Variables. And I'm going to select the path right here. And I'm going to edit it. And if I don't see it, I can put it in new. But right now I can already see I've made this. If I go into edit, I can see that this folder is in path. That's as easy as it is. I click OK. Well, how do you know exactly what to type in here? Let's just go that deep a level. And if we're here, so we're in our little thing and we see the folder that's holding all our X10 switches, okay? Our X10 bat files, I should say. That's the on-offs. I'm just going to click on up here. Whoop. I open it up and I just right there. Once I click on this, I can just highlight this and it's in the C, scripts, X10. I copy, paste, whatever, or copy it and then come over here. And that's the way you make sure you get that exactly right. Okay, and so mine's right there. I click OK. It's in path. Definitely mandatory to do that. And then we go to our next step. Trigger CMD, wonderful software that makes kind of brings everything together. Let's make sure that's running properly. If it is, you'll see this running down here in the taskbar. That happens to me once in a while. I got to right click it. I'm going to go into my command editor here. again, show how to install it and stuff. It's all over Trigger CMD website, plus my other video kind of shows you how to put this in. Now, right now, I don't have an X10. Well, actually, I do have it. I already have it. But let's just say I didn't have it. I basically could go in here. I wonder if I should delete this. No, that's the dim. I actually can make that one dim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, and I've got girls room lamp here. And what this is going to do, it's going to look for my .bat file. Okay. I'm going to delete this, and we're just going to go for it. We're going to show you from brand new. Okay, now it's gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a command. I'm going to call it girls room lamp, and I like to say what it is, A8. And then I need to figure out which command to send here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my folder because I like to double check everything. And I go girls room lamp A8, and I'm so worried about mistyping something. I actually just kind of go there, like highlight the whole thing, copy it, and then I come here and I say, okay, here's my command. Again, I can't right click, so I've got to do Control V as in Victor, and that does paste for me in there. I leave that on foreground. This is if I want to make my echo dot understand it, what it is. And so I'm going to give it a name there, lamp. And this is an important factor. This isn't going to be by default. The parameters is going to be false. But since this isn't just a single command, this is going to be a command that can turn on and off. Okay, it's gonna do both. It's gonna go on and off. So it's gonna have parameters. You know, that's the if portion of the bat file we made. So since this is looking at a bat file instead of just, I can put anything in here. You know that original command I put into the web browser to turn it on and off? I could just stick that in here, and that's what I was doing originally. But I'm going to just put the bat file itself in here, allow parameters true, okay? And then it's looking for this. And I didn't have to put the location and everything because it's in path, okay? So I just could type that in. I'm going to find it anywhere on the computer. So I'm going to save this. Boom. And it's going to be in there, okay? And now I'm going to, if I hit play, it's not really going to test it because it's not going to know it's going to be on or off. There is a way to test that on the Trigger command website, but I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that in there. I know it's right, and I'm going to come down here, and we know that we just did this. Allow parameters true. So now we're going to go into our Smarthings, okay? And here we go. Now you go to your app, and you've already got Trigger CMD installed. That's in the other video. Trigger CMD installed on your Smarthings app. And notice I don't have a girls room switch here, okay? EFG, no girls room switch yet. So I don't go in and make this switch. I'm not going to go in and create it in the back end. I'm going to let Trigger CMD do it. So let's go into Trigger CMD. I'm going to click it. I'll slow down there. So that's under Smart Apps. Okay, under Automation, Smart Apps, Trigger CMD. I'm going to log in. I use my credentials to log in to Trigger. Same one as I use for the website. Now I see my commands here because I've already done this, but I've got no girls room on here, okay? So let's go on here. We're going to click it, and it says right here, girls room lamp, A8, and it's not checked. So I'm going to check this. I'm going to hit done, and then I'm going to hit save, okay? And bam, it's successfully added Trigger CMD. Here's an issue you're going to have. You may go to save this, and it's going to give you an error. It's going to say you can't save it. Well, there's one issue here, okay? And it's nobody's fault, but if you've got things made in here, okay? If you've got switches made already, like I had a girls room lamp or something, and that's no longer here, okay? If this is out of sync with this, So the commands I have here are out of sync with this. I've got to delete the switch, any obsolete switches. So let's see, here's girls room lamp. It should be in here now. Let's say this switch is an old one or broken down. I need to go in here to settings and actually get rid of all the crap. So when I wanted to rename all these, because I did something tricky here, which I'll show you since we're going in depth. I didn't want all these, I wanted all these X10 switches down here. I wanted quick access to my normal everyday use switches. So girls room lamp A8, obviously it shows it's on, it's not on. Let's just test it for fun, see if it works. I'll toggle it once, boom, wow, it works. That's so cool. Okay. So if this here, you know, I like to use that because that's one of the lamps, one of the switches, right? So, but I don't want to, I've got X10 doing a lot of different things. I might want to dim something, okay? So if I dim this lamp, that's probably going to screw this lamp up. Let's see if it does, just for fun. So it's going to try and dim this halogen bulb. It's doing a good job there. So it dims about 30%. If I toggle it again, it's going to go 30% more. Let's kind of get a little zap going to it. So let's just go ahead and turn that off. Girls room off. It already says it's off, but I'm going to toggle it on. I'm going to toggle it off. And now if I toggle it back on, it toggles back on. Anyway, so I wanted to rename these switches. And I wanted them to, you know, be underneath here because I want to use them in certain scenarios, but I don't want them all over the place. Like I've got Trigger CMD. This is just bonus material, by the way. So I got Trigger CMD controlling like starting playlists. I've got it starting a whole bunch of other things. So I put like Z in front of it so that I could title these and they would be out of the way all of my other stuff because it's the last letter of the alphabet. It's alphabetical. So like all this crap. If I've got this white noise, I mean, I can click that and test that here because it's a single command. And that usually will start my white noise. And it just starts a file. So anyhow, when you rename these and you pull them out, you can't just rename them because they got to be tied together. So get your naming right. There's another trick here is when you do Trigger CMD and you're going in here and you're going to name these switches, when they come across and show up here, they will have the name of the computer in front of them. So you come in here and you come in here to add a switch, you might have an extra name on here. So like when you're looking at your switches, it's going to say like your computer name plus girls room. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you how to actually get rid of that. This is bonus material. You're going to come in here and you're going to go to computer lists. Okay. And open up a website and it's going to have me log in. Okay. So I go log into my Trigger account and I go in here and it's going to say name of my computer. So you might have typed in a name of your computer because they ask you to do that. I literally just went into edit and on my name, I just put a space here. So there's literally like one space there and I saved it and I could care less because I only have one computer. This is if you have multiple computers, you can name them and then you can say, hey, Echo, I'm not going to say the name of her, but hey, Echo, on office PC, do this, or on bedroom PC, do this. Well, I have one PC to control my whole house, so I don't want to name it anything. So if I take the name out, I just submit it, whatever, and then it makes sure my name is blank right here, and I can actually see my triggers in here. This is actually how you can test things too. I can look at the parameters, and it's kind of a back end here. You can test your buttons. So there's the girls' room lamp. It says it's command parameters. Anyways, I can test it there, but I'm not going to do it. I don't actually know how to do that fully. All right. So there you go. You should now, if you've walked through that and you troubleshot all those steps, it should be working. If it's not working, follow the steps one more time and then instant message me or whatever. If you got it working, I'd like to know. And if you didn't get it working, you know, I'm happy to do a login with Go join.me or something so I can see what you're doing wrong. But that works without fail every time. I've done this quite a bit. and it's pretty flawless at this point. So, okay, hopefully this is helpful. Like and subscribe if you liked it. So appreciate it, you watching, and let me know any questions or comments below. And you guys have a great rest of your day. See you later.